So you giving him that paper, the formal counseling, that's like isn't that something you normally do if you get in trouble? So I'm officially scolding you or reprimanding. So you just did it to make a straight up impression, like, hey, you're in trouble.
And by the way, I probably wrote in my entire naval career less than 5. I might have written 3, maybe.
So he didn't even do anything.
Yeah, I know. I know. I had to give one to Leif one time. Like Leif did something, and the XO was like, you need to write him up. And I was like, oh, definitely, sir. And so I wrote him up, and I shredded it later or whatever. You know, it's like not. But there's a very few times that I actually did that. But again, we were getting you late. It was pretty late. We were going on deployment soon. And so I was like, okay, let's get some. You got to set the expectations out there at the front, that we're not playing around. And then we go on deployment. We go to Ramadi. We guess before we did that, we did Surdex and all that kind of the last little bit of training, and then we went on deployment to Ramadi.
No, I did not. I joined you after Surdex. I literally joined you 3 weeks before we deployed.
Good God.
So I was that fresh to task unit bruiser. No relationships with a few guys that I had gone to buds with. Actually, so remember, Mark Lee and I transferred over at the same time.
Yeah. That was after Surdex? Wow. Are you sure?
Mark might have been before. I was after.
Okay. Yeah, I think Mark was before. Yeah. Because that's right. Because everything fell apart in Surdex for you guys. But your Surdex was before ours.
That's right. We'd come back from Panama. Yeah. That's when the proverbial shit hit the fan within that task unit.
So then, Jay, we're getting ready to go to Ramadi, and what did you became? What did you become? Like, because I had a guy that was the task unit ops. Did I make you task unit assistant ops?
Constantly demoted. That was the beginning of my SEAL career. I was the AOps, but quickly became the.
Let me tell you something. This is a great point, because all that, like, basically, you know what that is? Really, it's like a test. Like, hey, I'm gonna write you up. Let's see what your attitude is. Your attitude is, you know what his attitude was like? Roger, I'm. No drama. Don't worry about it. Then it's like, okay, you're going to work for this other guy that's probably lower in rank than you, that has been in the military for a year, and you're going to work for him. How do you take that? And you know what Mike's attitude is like? Roger that. I'm here to work. Those things, like when those things happen, because people ask me that kind of question all the time. Well, someone else got promoted or someone else got this. It's like, what do? Oh, you work hard. That's exactly what you did. And it took a matter of days before I was thinking, okay, I'll give him a little bit more. I'll give him a little bit more. I'll give him a little bit more. And then very shortly thereafter, it's like, okay, guess what? You are ops now, which it's not like this huge, great job, but it's pretty significant. Once we're on the ground in Ramadi, there's a lot of responsibility there. I had to count on you for a lot of stuff. And because you were freaking squared away and we're like, okay, roger that. No attitude. No, never did you, like, I gave you, and then we got overseas. I remember I gave you the worst job, which was I sent you to the TG, right? So the TG, for those of you that don't know too much about the military, there's a headquarters above the task unit, which is called, it's the SEAL team, but when you're on deployment, it's called the task group. And they have all kinds of administrative stuff that they got to handle. And we had a great team with great support from our head shed, but they needed people to work. They need people to drive paperwork is basically what they needed. And so they needed an officer to go over there for 30 days. And get, work, do all this paperwork. And I had to submit an officer, and I sent you. And there's 2 reasons why I did it. Well, the number one reason why I did it was because I knew that you'd get there and figure things out and help us grease the skids for everything that we were doing. Whereas if I sent someone else, they might not be able to pull that off as well. And 2, because I knew when I get you back, I could do something awesome with you, like get you in the field, which is what I did. So, yeah, if you're in those situations where you feel like you deserve better, just be quiet, suck it up, do a good job. And if you're the other part that people get paranoid about is they think, well, they won't notice me. Yeah. They think I should tell Jocko how awesome I am. I should tell Jocko that I was in the Marine Corps. I should tell Jocko that I'm a sniper. I should tell, like, hey, I got a better idea. How about you just be humble and just work? And if you do that, then Jocko says, oh, hey, man, this guy squared away. I wonder why he's so squared away. Let me look at his record. Oh, he's in the Marine Corps. Oh, let me look at his record. Oh, he's a sniper. Oh, he was in recon. oh, okay, I've got a pipe hitter here. Cool. I can use him, and he's humble on top of all that. As opposed to, hey, look at me. Because believe me, there's plenty of people that come in and they want to bow up and act like they're the baddest guy on the planet. It's like, that's a real problem. That's a real problem because they have a big ego.
It was to the point where I knew I'd burn my personal capital. And so it was time to rebuild. And even before he sent me to the task group, running ops, quickly it became apparent that the other guy that was ahead of me just wasn't going to cut the bill. But Leif had asked me if I wanted to go out. And I'm like, yeah, man. And everything in me wanted to go out on a mission with them because these guys are already starting to kill, a lot of combatants. But I had work to do in terms of ops that Jocko had passed down, and I knew if I had went out, it wouldn't have gotten done. And you would have let me make that call.
Yeah.
You would have let me go, but I passed. And Leif, we were talking about that yesterday. I was with Leif in Texas, and he's like, I remember that one thing, and we knew that was a sign that you were going to get your stuff done, and you actually made the right call. And he still brings that up today.
You know what you were doing? You were looking out for the task unit instead of looking out for yourself. That's what that is. You were looking out for the task unit instead of looking out for yourself. You were taking care of what your actual job was instead of taking care of yourself.